Hey everybody, Big Yanklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore, and we are back for another round of the Carnivore Challenge, the 30-day Carnivore Challenge between me and Marshall Latham. We're getting towards the home stretch. This week we're doing days 23 through 26, so 4 days worth. And let's go check those out now and see how it went so far. Okay, it's day 23, and I did all right today. I did still have some cracklins today, but I waited longer before I ate them. The problem is that I had that extra bag. So, anyways, what I did today. First of all, I had bacon and eggs for breakfast, which was super yummy and wonderful. Then I had some extra bacon left over from yesterday, and I had beef sticks, one last package of them, and the cracklins. And when it came time to go to work, I hadn't cooked anything. I wasn't really ready for to bring something to eat. And so I thought, oh shoot, what should I do? So I grabbed those three things, the leftover bacon, the beef sticks, and the cracklins, and I brought them to work. I put the beef sticks and the bacon in the fridge, but you know, put cracklins in the fridge, and so I brought the bag of them to my desk, and they looked at me, and eventually I ripped them open and I ate a lot earlier than I usually do. I'm still good and full, so it's really not an issue, I guess. I had the cracklins, then I went and got the the bacon and the beef sticks. I guess I got them both out. I warmed the bacon up and ate that, and then I ate 3 of the 4 beef sticks. So there's still 1 left over, plus I only ate a small portion of the bag of cracklins, only half of it. Probably even less than that. I don't know, a third of it, we'll say. So I rolled that up and I put it in my drawer. And I put the last beef stick back in the fridge. So I guess I will work my way through those for the rest of the week. Maybe I can only eat a third of the bag of cracklins each day and not overdo it. And I think after that I'm not going to buy any more. I'm gonna skip them for a while and see what that does. So that's how I did today. I think it was pretty good. Still cruising along and feeling good. This is really a worthwhile thing that we've done here, and I'm pretty happy. Let's see what Marshall's up to.
I started off the day with 3 or 4 fried eggs, cooked in bacon grease, of course, and I had I think 2 sausage patties with that for breakfast. But these weren't just eggs that you buy at the store. These were farm fresh eggs. Last week I was talking to a guy over at the water department, and a group of us, and I was talking about, I was doing the Carnivore Challenge and what that meant and everything. He says, hey man, I've got eggs at home. I have chickens. I can bring you some good eggs. I said, yeah man, that'd be great. Didn't think much of it, but then yeah, earlier this week there was a carton of eggs in my office over at the water department, and I talked to him and said thank you, that was really good. So yeah, I fried those babies up, 4 of them, and they're so much better. They're so good compared to store-bought eggs. Store-bought eggs are good, they're fine, but the farm fresh eggs are really good. They got good color to them, a better taste to them, just really, really good. So I enjoyed that quite a bit. For lunch, I just had a few things. I didn't have anything big planned, so there was some shrimp in the freezer, and of course shellfish and seafood is part of the carnivore diet, and I haven't been utilizing that. So I grabbed the shrimp and just let it defrost in my office, and then for lunch I had those a bunch of shrimp, and then there was some chicken left over. So I had some chicken, just some little dark meat pieces, and I think there was a little bit of breast in there as well. But just some chicken and a bunch of shrimp. And I had brought some cottage cheese that I was going to eat, but I wasn't hungry for it, so I didn't eat it. Maybe I'll eat it today. But I was good. Later on in the evening, I wasn't going to eat, but my wife had went to the store and asked me what I wanted. I said, because Big was telling me about these pork cracklins. Instead of pork rinds, there's pork cracklins, which also has, it's basically, you know, pork skin, but it's little pieces of fat with the pork skin. And so I had to try that. And then she also bought a different kind of pork, well, a different brand of pork rinds than what I've been getting. And but they were barbecue flavored, which probably isn't the best because there is a little bit of carbohydrates in that, like less than a gram it says. But you know, if I'm going to be a purist, I wouldn't have any carbohydrates at all. But I wanted to try those barbecue ones, and they were pretty good too. And so I had a couple of those each. I think I had a few almonds. I've been trying to cut down on my almonds because I know that's not truly carnivore either. It's kind of one of those on the border items, I guess. But almonds are good, and those barbecue pork rinds were kind of hot, so I wanted to cool down my mouth a little bit. So that's what I had on day 23, and yeah, going strong, going good. I'll keep it up. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, Marshall, thank you for that. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, it is day 24, and it's going well. Again, it's doing great. This morning I had bacon eggs for breakfast, and I couldn't even finish it all. I probably had a little too much butter this morning. It filled me up. I have to admit that every now and then I'll just eat a spoonful of butter. My wife thinks it's so gross, but she wasn't around to complain, so I had a few spoonfuls this morning. But yeah, I wasn't even able to finish. I had several pieces of bacon left over, and I took that with me and had that for lunch, or dinner, whatever you want to call that second meal, because that's all I get in is 2 a day. So for that meal, I had bacon. I had the one beef stick that was still in the fridge at work left over, and then I took the last of those hot dogs, the same ones that I had on the camp out. I had one last little package of 4 of them, and so I ate those up. I don't think I'll get those again. Those hot dogs just weren't very good. They didn't have much to them. There wasn't any special taste to them. I feel like sausages should taste sausagey, and this just tastes kind of plain. Maybe that's better for me because that means there's probably less gunk in it that I don't need, but yeah, I don't think I'll get those hot dogs again. Anyways, that's what I did today. Let's see what Marshall Latham did.
Nothing too much to tell. I had my normal scrambled eggs for breakfast, 4 scrambled eggs with some bacon crumbles in there. I didn't have any other meat for breakfast. But later on for lunch I had, I don't know, maybe half a pound of taco meat, just ground beef with taco seasoning cooked in. And then I added some sour cream to that and a little bit of salsa. And that was pretty tasty. Also throughout the day I did have some more pork rinds with cheese melted over the top of them. I kind of like that with the pork rinds. It kind of gives it a little bit more flavor and some more pizzazz, I guess, than just eating pork rinds. And then later on in the day, I had a little bit of cottage cheese, which was pretty good. I had some cheese thrown in there, well, right, on the pork rinds. So that's about it.
Okay, so there you go. Thanks, Marshall, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Okay, it's day 25, and this morning I decided to have myself some steak. Yeah, I mostly do the cheap way of doing things and just have the ground beef, but yeah, today I went for the steak. and it was I get like one steak a week, kind of my deal. And so yeah, I cooked those up. I cooked them in the air fryer, and I cooked them perfect. They came out just perfect. And ate those. It's interesting because I get these steaks at Aldi. They have a New York strip steak, and weirdly, their regular New York strip steak is, I think, $13.99 a pound, but they have these grass-fed New York strip steaks that are $9.99 a pound for some reason. So I always grab some of those each week. But yeah, that's what I had for my breakfast. And then I cooked up some more ground beef and took that with me for lunch. I did a thing this time around, because one of the problems is I have the ground beef that is the 73-27 mix. We'll just say, for simplicity's sake, it was the 70-30 fat to lean ratio. And when you get that, 80-20 I think is the more normal, but I like the fattier stuff. Problem is that when you cook the ground beef, it winds up basically like being deep fried or like boiling in the fat, because there's so much fat that comes out of it that it just fills the pan. And one thing that I've always liked about ground beef is when you cook it enough that it gets like kind of a little bit like a little crust on it, gets a little bit crunchy, and you can't get that with this ground beef. And I tried a different tack. I realized if I just poured out the fat halfway through the cooking, maybe I could do that. And so that's what I did today, and it came out so tasty. You would not believe, with the crunchy, and then I still had the fat with it, so it was all the best parts all put together in one. All right, so that's my day today. Why don't we check out and see what Marshall Latham did?
I decided to come to a nice park with a pond. It's a nice, relaxing place to be. I try to walk every day. That's something I haven't really talked to you about. I call it my walk of life. I just try to find a park or find a place to go walk, and walk, as much as I can, almost every day. And this week I haven't walked too much, but last week I managed to walk every day but one. So this is a nice park to come to. I like to come to the pond area. So anyway, on to my food. What have I eaten today? Well, for breakfast, I'm going to surprise you. I did not have eggs. I had another kielbasa. I was going to look at how many pounds that was, but it's just you buy them in the store, and I just cut it up and just had it for breakfast. Didn't heat it up, didn't season it or anything, just ate it. And that was a good feeling breakfast. I just ate it on the way to work. I didn't have a lot of time to make anything this morning, so that turned out pretty good. Held me over. For lunch I had some sausage, ground sausage, mixed in with some cream cheese. That's really good. I enjoy that. And later on today I'm gonna have some cheese and probably some more pork rinds. Probably won't keep eating those a lot, but might as well eat what I've got, right? So that's probably it for today. I'm gonna try not to eat anything around dinner time or snack after in the evening or nighttime. I'd like to get to the point where I'm fasting every day, to 16 to 18 hours. I think that would help me also. I've definitely have lost weight. I haven't been weighing at home too much for various reasons, I guess. But I did go to the doctor a few weeks ago. Well, after, let's see, we started this on the 15th of March. I think it was the whatever Monday it was it the 23rd of March? I went to the doctor, and part of that is getting weighed or whatever. I went back 2 weeks later, and so just this past Monday, April 4th, and I got weighed again. So in 2 weeks, I lost 6 pounds. And I know that I've lost a little bit more than that since, and probably was losing weight before I got weighed at the doctor's for the first time. So that's good. I feel better. I can feel it in my clothes and things like that. So yeah, the carnivore diet has been good for my weight loss, and I'm definitely going to keep going for the next 5 days, finish off the 30-day challenge, and I think I'm going to continue on. I may not do a hardcore. I might go to what they call Ketovore, which is like the keto diet, only it's closer to the carnivore diet. I mean, the carnivore diet is just a subset, right, of the keto diet. Keto diet is low carbs, and the carnivore diet just says, no, we're going to make that 0 carbs. And so I'll probably go, more to mostly carnivore, but maybe a little bit of keto. Like my wife makes meatloaf or meatballs or something like that, and it's all good material except it maybe has oatmeal in it, and so that is carbs, and that's not allowed on the carnivore diet. But is that really that far from the carnivore diet? Is it? So I might go to more of a ketovore kind of thing after this 30 days. But it's been enlightening. I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm glad Big challenged me to this. I've learned a lot, and I'll continue to make it a priority in my diet.
All right, so there you go. Thanks for that, Marshall. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, it is day 26. Oh my gosh, we're so close to the end of this thing, and I don't think either one of us has messed up. So what did I do today? Well, I got up this morning, and my wife had planned that we would be cleaning out the garage. And so we went out and got started on that. And I didn't eat until we were halfway through. I don't know. It was like past noon. And my stomach started rumbling. I said, okay, it's time for me to go eat. And so I went inside and I cooked some bacon and some eggs. And I ate that. And it was good. I don't know how much of it I actually ate. My wife kept snagging some of it. And also my son snagged some of it. So that happens to me a lot when I cook bacon and eggs and everybody's home. They all come and just grab themselves a little piece. But anyways, that was all I ate today. We didn't finish with the garage until it was dark. And truthfully, we're not even finished. We're going to have to do some more of it tomorrow to finish it off. There's still stuff piled on our driveway. And I have got a truck full of stuff that I'm supposed to be taking to the Goodwill to donate first thing tomorrow morning. So, yeah, there's going to be more of that tomorrow. But yeah, that's all I ate today. And when we finally came in, my wife had some ribs that she'd gotten from Costco. And she was like, "You want some ribs?" And I was just like, "Not really, I'm not hungry." I did get a little hungry later, but it's too late now. I'm not going to eat anymore. I'm just going to leave it as is. It's just going to be the bacon and eggs today. So that's that. Let's see what Marshall did.
I was taking a walk here around Redtail Bridge, so I thought, oh, this would be a nice place to make a little video for the Carnivore Challenge. So that's what I'm here to do. And it looks like the storm clouds are coming, and I only have a few minutes here before the sun goes away, and it might rain. But yeah, it's nice to be out here. So for the Carnivore Challenge today, I slept in a little bit. It's a Saturday, and I wanted to do some work on my car. It has some problems with opening it from the back, so my wife and I were going to dig into that this morning. So I wasn't too hungry, so I didn't eat breakfast. I just kind of got ready and then started working on the car, and I didn't eat till around noon. About, yeah, just around noon time, and I was getting pretty hungry. I may have had no, I didn't have any snacks or anything before that. So I made some sausage and egg waffles But not only that, but I fried up some eggs and had that on the top of it. And so all in all, I used about 6 eggs. One of them was pretty small, a little small farm egg, but the rest of them were good size, and that filled me up really good. Later on in the day, I cooked a package of bacon just to have around. You know, I cut it into smaller strips. I made bacon chips, I guess, to just snack on throughout the day. My wife enjoyed that as well. So tonight, oh, and then I did have some pork cracklings with some cheese melted over the top of it a little bit later. It's the evening now. It's almost 6 o'clock. Sorry about the wind, but it wasn't blowing most of my trip here. These clouds are coming in. Tonight I plan on having some steakums. You remember steakums? I didn't even know they still existed. I remember it from when I was a kid back in the 80s. Or maybe it was the 90s when steakums came out. It was the big thing. But I haven't seen them or heard about them for years and years. But I was watching a video about, you know, what I eat on Carnivore, and somebody pulled out these steakums. So I asked my wife, hey, next time you're out shopping, look and see if you can find steakums in the frozen aisle. And she did. So that was good. Well, I better get out of here before I get rained on. But anyway, have a good day.
Okay, thanks, Marshall. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, so there you go. That's how the week went. Well, not quite a week. That's how the few days that I divided it down to went. Since these videos tend to go so long, I don't do a full week. But anyways, yeah, that's what we did, and still going really well. We're still doing well, and we're coming into the home stretch. The next video is going to be the last one. It's only 4 more days to go. Some interesting things that we talked about in there. One thing I think is great is Marshall is trying the cracklins. Yeah. That's the good stuff. So I hope he enjoyed it. I don't know. He didn't really say. He said he's trying them, and, you know, he ate them and etc. But he never said, I like these better than pork rinds or whatever. I totally do. I think they pork rinds tend to be as dry as a frickin' bone. They are so dry. Sometimes I have a hard time swallowing them. I have to get like a glass of water to wash the rest of it down. Whereas cracklins, not as bad, although sometimes even they can be bad. So, you know, I guess you get what you get. You know, you can't have a regular old chip made out of potato paste to melt in your mouth like the people who eat the non-proper human diet foods. But we here on the Carnivore Challenge are eating the proper human diet foods. That's right. Speaking of that, I thought it was funny that Marshall called the carnivore diet a subset of low-carb eating. I'd beg to differ. I think carnivore is the proper human diet, and then all these other things is where you add in a little more crap and a little more crap and a little more crap until you get to, I don't know, the standard American diet, or worse, the vegan diet. I don't, you know, you add in all this stuff that's got, is the vegan diet worse? I'm not sure. They both have some serious issues. But anyways, you know, you got to feed yourself with the food that humans are meant to eat, which is meat. And, you know, we're able to deal with other stuff. We're able to digest and eat some other stuff just because, you know, we got to survive. Sometimes we're unable to eat other things, and I'm sure our ancestors, those that were able to survive on other stuff, were able to, you know, win out over those that couldn't. And so eventually, you know, the omnivore was born, but, you know, we're facultative carnivores, as many people say, which means we can live on other stuff, but we need the meat to keep our bodies going properly. We need the fat, we need the vitamins and the minerals and the stuff that you get from meat, and they come in the right form, in the most bioavailable form when they're in the meat. When they're not, then you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So that's the deal with that. I don't know, Marshall was talking about having meatballs that have oatmeal in them. We'll have to see. He's talking about being a ketovore. Ketovore, oats are not part of keto in any way. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff you can eat on keto that you don't eat when you're in carnivore. You can have broccoli and your cruciferous vegetables, stuff like that. But grains are not one of those things. So, I don't know that you want to have meatballs with oats in them. You may find after all this time that if you eat meatballs with oats in them that you may have some digestive problems. So I don't know if you want to try that, but I guess you'll see. You'll find out when you get when you start thinking about going ketovore or whatever this other thing is that you're trying to do. I was pretty proud of you, Marshall, when you had 6 eggs in one meal. That's good stuff. I eat that every meal that I eat, when I eat eggs anyways. Obviously I don't eat eggs every meal, but pretty frequently I have bacon and eggs 3 days a week, 4 days a week at least. And every time I do that, I have 6 eggs. That's something that I was thinking you may want to try out, You talk a lot about having snacks in between meals, and I would suggest, Marshall, that you condense that. Stop eating snacks in between meals, because every time you eat, your insulin goes up. And when your insulin is up, your weight loss is not happening, because insulin is a anti-weight loss kind of a thing. It's a anaerobic? I don't know. That could be the wrong word. But, it's for putting on weight as opposed to taking it off. So the less often you eat, the better. And in between your meals, you want to just not eat. So you get, the spike of insulin from when you eat, but you don't, your insulin doesn't spike otherwise in between that, 'cause it goes all the way down before it comes back up. So, have more food during your meals and stop eating in between your meals. That's the best way to go. But yeah, pretty proud of you. 6 eggs is good. Sometimes I hear the things that you eat and you call it a meal, and I'm just thinking, boy, that's not a meal. You need to eat more. But, it takes time sometimes to get used to eating less frequently. Instead of eating, we've all ate 3 meals a day for our life. And, for the last few years, it's eat 3 meals a day and 3 snacks or 4 snacks, a snack before your breakfast and after your breakfast and after your lunch and after your dinner. People don't need to eat that much. We just need to eat a lot when we eat. Eat until you're actually full. And then don't eat again until you're hungry. That's your body telling you how to do things. And that's one of those key things that's best about low carb eating, is you get to actually hear your body tell you things. So do that. That's my suggestion. All right, folks, it's coming down to the wire. I'll be back with the final video coming up soon. We'll let you go for now, though. Thanks for watching. Big Anklovich on Health. See ya.